Hey friends, how's it going? Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. Hope that you're doing well here in the Northern Hemisphere. As I film this video today, we're leaving winter behind and we're welcoming in spring. It's right there, man. You can just about taste it.
I better call the doctor, 'cause I've got spring fever!
Which means the jackets, at least here in a little while, are gonna go away. Everything outside is gonna turn green and bright instead of drab, gray, overcast, and depressing. Which honestly, like the last couple weeks, man, it has just been raining every day. And not just that, but it's raining, really windy, and like right at that precipice of coldness, like where it's almost cold enough to snow, but not quite. So instead you go outside and it's almost freezing, but not quite there. Oh, and the wind is whipping rain into your face at 300 miles an hour. It's fantastic. It's really, really good. But that's going away. It's gonna heat up, it's gonna be nice, it's gonna be a great year. Knock on wood. And with that in mind, I wanna share with you guys 12 different cheap clone fragrances that are perfect for spring. Now, a lot of these you would think of as kind of spring and summer fragrances because they get lumped together a lot of the time, just like fall and wintertime fragrances do. But some of these are absolutely just spring in a bottle. Everything I talk to you guys about is gonna be linked in the description below. Feel free to check them out down there. And we're gonna start off with this one right here called Dominion from Luciano, part of their Titan series. Or excuse me, Titan collection, my bad. Luciano also has a line of fragrances that are based off Louis Vuitton, and you can tell the difference because the bottles look like they're based off Louis Vuitton. But what's this one? It's kind of a nondescript bottle, kind of a generic shape, but a nice little gradient to it. Deep blue at the bottom, black up there at the top. Well, this one is Parfums de Marly's Sedley, and I will be doing a giveaway later in today's video. Here's stuff. That one right there, that's gonna be one of the ones I give away. Don't worry, I'm sure it's fine. Anyway, back to this. This is, like I said, Parfums de Marly Sedley. So it's gonna give you that very fresh, blue, almost straight out of the shower type scent profile. And it is a Sedley with kind of a twist. So it's not the exact same as Sedley. It has a little more sweetness to it, at least to me. So as it starts to dry down, you get like this additional, like sugary, kind of sweet aspect that sits over top of the Sedley scent profile. Because when you first spray it on, it has that very zingy, fresh, clean kind of vibe, just like Sedley gives. But then as it dries, you get this kind of sweetness that works its way out from the bottom and kind of sits over top. Which for some people could actually work a little bit better for spring if you're looking for something that does have a little extra something instead of being just straight up fresh. You know, kind of a transitional fragrance from the cooler months into the warmer ones. Price-wise, this one is gonna be like mid-30s from Fragrance Buy, which is where I got mine long ago. And I will say with this fragrance, it smells better now than when I first got it. So yes, this is one of those clone fragrances where I would say maturation makes a little bit of a difference when you get it. Very immature, the fragrance is just doing stupid stuff, not smelling exactly how you would want it to smell, you know, but you let it grow up a little bit, let it mature, it gets better. And with the whole Titan collection, not just this one, Fragrance Buy is running a sale right now. I don't know exactly how long it goes, but they're running a sale like 40% off. So essentially like clearancing these bad boys. And the code is Titans40, Titans40. And that's for the entire Titan collection. So they have other ones that are clones of other PDM fragrances. So if you've ever been interested in these, you can scoop it up for almost half off. But guess what, guys? That's not the only code. There are also these beautiful, wonderful, very interesting codes that you see before you. And if you shop at any of those websites, you can use those codes if you want to and save money. All right, next fragrance. This one, I hate the presentation. The bottle, I hate the bottle. But that's just because I'm weird. So this one is Paris Corner and it's called Veau Zingy. Now, you may look at this and say, well, what's the problem, man? It's just a green bottle, just a green bottle. Look at that. Do you see that? Yeah, that's what's inside Veau Zingy. Now you can see why that might be kind of an issue.
What?
Oh.
Nah, I'm just playing. The problem is it's fuzzy, and I hate fuzzy bottles. I don't know what it is, but a number of different clone brands do like to put out a fuzzy bottle from time to time, and this is one. I don't like it. When I feel it, it's not pleasant. I feel like I just have an aversion to like this style of bottle. I don't know. So dear friends, if you hate yourself a fuzzy bottle, ooh, you're gonna hate that. So how does Vozingi smell? Well, you can probably tell by taking a look at the presentation style here that it is a Xerjov alternative. It looks vaguely Xerjov-esque, right? Now you may think, taking a look at that color scheme and everything, that this is a clone of Xerjov's Amabile because it has the same color scheme and looks a little similar. Amabile? Amabile? Yeah, Amabile doesn't sound right. We'll go Amabile, yeah. But yeah, it looks like that. But what it actually is Torino 21. So that's where the zingy comes in because it is very zingy. That kind of mint, poppy opening. It's really, really nailed here. But another warning, remember what I said over here? Kind of the same thing here. Paris Corner, for me, has more fragrances that when I get them in, they're a little rough around the edges at first. Like most Fragrance World, Lattafa, Armagh, for the most part, they're pretty good right away. Paris Corner, like 50-50. Some of them, yes! Some of them, ooh. This one's in between, but then after you let it sit for a little bit, much better. So a really well done Torino 21 alternative for much less. And if you're looking for a discounted Torino 21, like one of the cheaper alternatives to that one, this is gonna be one of your best bets. Torino 21, and also this one by association, I feel like are perfect for spring during the day. Just really, really top-notch stuff. Let's go next with this one. This is from Maison Alhambra, and it's Dark Door Sport. Which, yeah, I mean, the name Dark Door doesn't necessarily scream spring and summer, but this is Dior Homme Sport, or at least Maison Alhambra's version of Dior Homme Sport. To which you may ask, which Dior Homme Sport? Because there are numerous different versions. Christian Dior just doesn't know when to leave it alone. They have tweaked and changed and discontinued and reformulated and re-released things under the same name many times, and they'll just slap that new year right on the end. And Yves Saint Laurent saw them doing that and they were like, I'm gonna do it too. Why eau de toilette? Why le parfum? Come on guys, what are you doing? But yeah, this one, a little more similar to your current iteration of Dior Homme Sport, the more woodsy, kind of fresh, spicy, citrusy Dior Homme Sport. Now, a couple things with this one. Performance is so-so. It's not great, not amazing. Of course, it is dirt cheap. Like this one, sometimes you can find 20 bucks, even a little bit under. So this is like one of those just bargain basement bin priced clones. So I guess, you know, if you're getting a sport clone fragrance for like 20 bucks or under, you probably shouldn't be expecting it to be the Hulk as far as performance goes. I'm just saying. But yeah, it's not amazing. It's not gonna blow you away as far as the projection, longevity. You can go heavy, you can reapply, but yeah, don't expect this to be like 12 hours or something. Also, the way that the citrus hits, especially off the top, it can have this, not menthol-y, but it can have this kind of like undertone to it that almost opens up your airways a little bit. These are minor gripes, a little bit nitpicking, but just to let you know. And overall, for the price point, it is really, really good at getting you something very similar to Dior Homme Sport for cheap, which is a great springtime fragrance. After that, Fragrance World's Imperium, which, yeah. Don't even have to say too much about that, right? It is Elysium. Now, Roger Parfums Elysium is a fragrance that I would say more people would say is a summertime fragrance, but as is the case with most fresh blue scents, you can wear that during spring, summer, frankly, fall or winter also, just who cares? Blue fragrances are that type of thing. They're made to be worn in pretty much any situation. Like Elysium, it opens up very aromatic, fresh, and citrusy, very classy, clean, and at the same time, extremely easy to wear. So it's that type of scent that walks the line between being both a great casual fragrance and a great dressed up fragrance, as if you're putting a tuxedo on the bottle. I don't know. Maybe you do. I'm not judging you. There's like a little tinge of more alcohol in this one when you first spray it on versus Elysium, but still, when you compare the price points, it is absurdly close for what you're paying. And also, they cloned Tiesto's logo and put it on the front there, so, you know, double clone. Again, a fresher type fragrance, performance, so-so. Now this next one is a little bit sus. I'm gonna put it in here anyway. It's Versencia Rouge, and this is from Maison Alhambra. You may say, well, why is it sus? Like, it's not good? It's terror bad? What's the deal? No, it's not. It's actually really, really solid. The reason I say it's sus is because, well, you can tell this is a clone of Versace Eros Flame, and Versace Eros Flame is not really that expensive. To be fair, I think that when I bought this one, it was about 20, something like that, $20 or so. So really, really, really cheap. But Eros Flame at discounters for a 100 ml is about 60. So yes, it is 3 times more expensive, but that 3 times more expensive is actually just $40. So it really depends. Like if you want to go really cheap, you can get this one, and it gets you very similar performance and scent profile and everything else to Eros Flame, but Eros Flame is not really super expensive. So if you just want to get the real deal, that would be solid too. Solid in terms of bang for your buck. So I would suggest if you don't really care about the name brand, you just want the cheapest thing out there, or maybe you really like Eros Flame, but for some reason you also want a cheaper alternative to wear sometimes when you don't want to use your good Eros Flame, you go for this, 20 bucks. It's got that really nice vanilla sweetness to it. Also that little bit of like a zingy aromatic touch like Eros Flame has. It's real well done. Okay, next up, Versace It's Essential, which for springtime, this is essential. This bottle is wobbly. Have you noticed that? I have. Look at this.
I meant to do that.
Let's do the test. Pass. Pass. Fail. Fail. Maybe I was unfair. Okay.
Bruh.
So It's Essential, that is a clone of L'Homme Ultime, which is a discontinued fragrance from Yves Saint Laurent, which I loved, man. L'Homme Ultime was good. It used to be real cheap too from discounters, which it was real cheap because they were discontinuing it. But still, it was real cheap and smelled great. Had a lot of ginger in there. Really super pleasant zingy opening, a little bit of rose in there, like a fresh rose. And this is gonna get you pretty close. It's gonna get you pretty close. Now, it's not the exact same as L'Homme Ultime. Nothing is, except for L'Homme Ultime. But let this settle for just a few seconds and it gets you very, very, very close. It's got that fresh, zingy, slightly sweet opening, little green, floral, classy, sexy, but great casually as well, which is something I like. You can wear it whenever you want. It's Essential is darn good. And thankfully, it looks like other brands are starting to kind of take notice of, hey, maybe L'Homme Ultime, you know, that was pretty good. Maybe we should put out a version 2. Armaf came out with one. Infinity Black. Kind of a weird bottle, but yeah, it also gets you similar style to L'Homme Ultime. 6 down, 6 to go. Let's maybe speed things up. Up next, Armaf Très Nuit. This is one of the OG Armaf clone fragrances. This is one of the first ones that people were really talking about, people were buying. It's one of the ones that helped put Armaf on the map years ago. And this one is an alternative to Creed's Green Irish Tweed. And Green Irish Tweed is one of my favorite Creeds. Along with, of course, Higher and With Arms Wide Open. Hold me now. Yeah. So Très Nuit smells similar to Green Irish Tweed. Really well done for the price point. At one point in time, you could pick this stuff up for 17, 18 bucks. And it has gone up in price since then. At discounters now, this one's gonna run you about 20 bucks. Yeah, that's actually not a very big difference. Unless we say, it used to be 17 bucks, now it's 20. That's almost a 20% increase. No, it's still just 3 bucks. So yeah, very similar to Green Irish Tweed, a great scent here. You could of course go with like Davidoff Cool Water. It's gonna get you kind of close. That's really cheap too. Heck, you could even go with Aspen by Cody. That one, you know, kind of similar to Green Irish Tweed. But if we're talking clone fragrances, the OG GIT alternative is Très Nuit, and it still holds up. And this bottle here, this one technically expired like 5 years ago, and still smells great. That's why you gotta store your bottles properly. Let's go with Nitro Red next. This is from Dumont. And this one's a little bit of a hype monster. It smells similar to Invictus / Invictus Aqua, kind of in that realm, that wheelhouse, with a little bit of BR 540 for good measure. Now I do say a little bit, it's not BR 540 with Invictus, it is Invictus with BR 540, okay? Just so we're on the same page here. It's probably like 85-15 or something like that, the split. Massively successful though, very, very good in terms of compliment pulling, in terms of versatility. It does lean a little bit youthful, but you can easily pull this off if you're middle-aged and older, who cares? And I've said this before, but this one is so popular that other clone brands have cloned this. I know that Fragrance World had one that looked almost the exact same. It was like Noble Red. And I feel like there's somebody else that has as well. Slipping my mind right now, but I feel like there's another, like either Lattafa or Moff or somebody came out with something that was like real similar to Nitro Red. Not the same in terms of presentation, but like fragrance-wise, it was like, oh, okay. So that lets you know how successful it has been, because if you are a clone company who makes a clone and then other clone companies clone your clone, then cloneception has occurred. Really good during spring. Lattafa Nausea Intense is up next. And this one, it's got that fuzzy thing going on, but they only made the cap fuzzy, so not as bad. I don't know what the obsession is. I think sometimes it's just like, yo, we gotta do something quirky. Let's set this bottle apart a little bit, make it stand out. Fuzz. So Nadia Intense here. This one is Le Beau Paradise Garden. And this is one that when it first launched, it was like doing pre-orders. People were like taking pre-orders for this one. So that's how I got mine, a little pre-order action, you know, overpay a little bit. And then like a week after you get your bottle, the price drops by like $5, $10 and you go, oh, okay, I guess I'm the sucker. So yeah, it's Le Beau Paradise Garden. It's got that nice sweet aspect, that kind of aquatic feel to it as well. Even though I think that fig and coconut are not official notes in the fragrance, it's got like pineapple and some other notes. One thing to keep in mind with this, even though it is intense, you know, it says right there on the front, intense. It is not an absolute monster in terms of performance. Now for a spring, summertime fragrance, it's fine. For me, it gets the job done, does what I would expect. But if you're looking for one that's like, you know, unchained in terms of performance, this one may leave you underwhelmed. But I think performance for the type of scent, price point, everything else, really good. And the price has dropped on this. You can find it like $30 nowadays, maybe even less. Another Titan fragrance. This one is called Majesty. And look at that color scheme. What could that be? This one's like a really deep blue, smells like Sedley. That one is kind of a, what is that? Kind of like yellow orange, a little bit going on. Ochre color, I don't know. Ambery sort of. That is, of course, Greenlee. It makes total sense. Yeah, it's Greenlee. The same thing with this one over here, you know, price point wise and all of that. And this one is maybe not quite as green as Greenlee is, or as Greenlee comes across, but it still does a really good job of capturing that scent profile. Very fresh and definitely a spring-centric fragrance. I'm trying to move quick here at the end. We've got Caprice up next from Lattafa Onashama Caprice. And this one is La Nuit de l'Homme Bleu Electrique. Bleu Electrique, I was convinced when that came out. I was like, this is gonna be huge. This is going to be one of the most successful La Nuit de l'Homme fragrances, one of the most successful L'Homme fragrances. It's got that La Nuit de l'Homme cardamom DNA. People love it. Like everybody I was around, everybody I had smelled that was like, oh, this is great. Can wear it all year, daytime, nighttime, whatever, doesn't matter. It's like, oh, dude, they crushed it. Just a simple idea. Take La Nuit de l'Homme, make it fresher, a little more modern, blue fragrance eyes it. Like you have the blue fragrance-izer and you just put a fragrance in there, it's a machine, hit the button, pull the lever, because I said hit the button as I pulled the lever, button, lever, and boom, it does some rigmarole, some Frankensteinian stuff going on there, and out it comes as a blue fragrance. Gonna be huge. And it sold out real quick. Everybody bought it, everybody was wearing it. It was like, oh, this Bleu Electrique is good. And then gone. I still say, I don't think I have ever seen a major fragrance release hit the stores in the US, disappear, and be discontinued that fast. I have seen limited editions that are extremely limited last longer. And so it left people scrambling, wanting to get a bottle. And you know, when that happens, people are gonna be scalping that stuff, which is exactly what happened. But you can get this, and it will get you very close to Blue Electrique for much, much less. Thanks so much, YSL. Appreciate you. Last but not least, we have Arche. This is from French Avenue, or I guess technically it's Arche Extract. Now this one is supposed to be an alternative to Platine Privé. So L'Homme Ideal Platine Privé from Guerlain. Great atomizer. And Platine Privé is another one of those ones that if you haven't looked it up for a while, you may think, well, that didn't come out that long ago. Came out in 2023, not even 2 years ago, as of when I'm filming this video. I mean, going on 2 years, but not quite there yet. So I'll just go ahead and I'll scoop up a bottle online, you know? And then you go look online and then you realize, oh, that one's dead, huh? Oh, so then you think, well, there are probably some on eBay. I'll go on there real quick and scoop myself up a bottle before they get really hard to find. Oh, oops. There's only one bottle available on the entire website, and it's $300. Now, in terms of the bottle here, it actually looks more like L'Homme Ideal Cologne in terms of the color scheme and everything. But to be fair, L'Homme Ideal Cologne smelled similar to how Platine Privé smelled. Now, I will say this is not exactly Platine Privé. This one has, to me, there are some differences, you know, in the way that the vetiver comes across, maybe a little bit more strongly, maybe not quite as much of that, like, you know, sweet, fresh aspect coming through, but it does get you in the same wheelhouse and the same family style. If you are looking for it to be a one-to-one, you'll probably be a little bit unhappy, which is unfortunate because Platine Privé is getting absurdly expensive and difficult to find, at least here in the US. But there is this one available that will get you most of the way there. But if you're looking for a photorealistic alternative, maybe we'll get one in the future. For now though, this does make a fantastic spring scent, which is what this is all about. So there we go, guys, 12 different fragrances. How about a giveaway? Stuff. So these two I have been sitting on for quite a while, waiting for a moment to give them away. It is Majesty and Dominion, which we talked about right here. And then I also scooped this up. This is essentially just like a whole bunch of little fragrances. I'm actually curious about how they look, but I wanted to give it away, so. It is Nitro Green, Nitro Blue, Nitro White, Nitro Intense, Nitro, Nitro Red, Nitro Platinum, and Nitro Black. So it's 10 mils each of those. It's like all the these. So this is how we'll do it, the exact same way we always do it. Like the video, like the channel, subscribe to the channel video, do that thing. Leave a comment down below, because if you don't leave a comment, then, you know, can't be entered. And just let me know what you're looking forward to wearing this spring. I don't care if it's a niche fragrance, designer fragrance, whatever fragrance. Let me know. And give me at least a couple weeks. I'll pick a winner with random comment picker, throw it up on the community tab, along with winners of some other videos I've shot here recently. And if you're the winner, hit me up and I will ship out those 3 things to you. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. Stay safe out there, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.